Hey guys, thanks for clicking on this video. This has not been the best start of a brand new year for me. I try not to do too many Q&As like this because I feel like they get redundant, the questions get redundant. But I came outside the other day to start installing some parts on the Scrambler, and we discovered that we don't have electricity in the garage. So that's turning into a whole thing. We believe the wire that is buried to run electric out to the garage is actually, it's not in conduit, so it's been doing nothing but raining here in Ohio, and we just think that it's shorting out somewhere. It keeps flipping the breaker. So until we get the garage figured out, I don't know what to do for content. Thank you so much for clicking on this video in the first place. My name is Jess, aka Her Two Wheels. If you're new to the channel, it would be super awesome if you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button if this is the first time seeing any of my footage. Normally we're on the bike riding around having a good time together. But I got on my Instagram and I wanted to ask you guys some questions to ask me, anything you're interested in. And I will say so many of the questions were actually questions I've answered in a few of my previous Q&A videos. You can check those out on earlier spots of my channel. I think I saved maybe 13 questions. So let's go ahead and get started with my favorite one. If you're not familiar with the channel Blacktop Devil, I'll put the link down in the description, but you guys should go follow Blacktop Devil, Mr. and Mrs. Blacktop Devil. I love those guys. So Mrs. Blacktop Devil says, would you rather fight a horse-sized duck or 50 duck-sized horses? And I thought about that I laughed out loud. I might have had a couple drinks by the time I read this question, but I don't know what would be better, taking my odds against a horse-sized duck? Because you gotta think, they don't really have like teeth. I guess they kind of have talons on their webbed feet, but they could hit you pretty hard. I mean, that's like fighting an ostrich, right? Yeah, I think I'll take my chance with 50 duck-sized horses. Oh man, I love this question by Echo Marie, and it says, what tips do I have for new riders? And I truly, genuinely, 100% love knowing that new riders are discovering my channel, because even though I've been riding going on 6 years now, so if you're a new rider, that seems astronomical, like an amazing amount of time, but it's not. In my heart, I still feel like a new rider. I learned how to ride motorcycles when I was 26 years old, and it is like single-handedly the most exhilarating and terrifying experience at the same time. So for those of you who are brand new riders, or you're learning to ride later on in life versus most people, they learn to ride in their like teenage years or early 20s, I will say have a healthy fear of it. You really need to respect the machine you're on and respect yourself and have enough self-confidence to understand your limits. I will always say my motto is ride your own ride. Anyone, I don't care if you've been riding for 50 years, you still need to ride your own ride. If that means you want to go 100 miles an hour with 0 gear squidding down the highway, you do you, man. Just ride your own ride and don't make anyone else feel pressured into doing something outside of their comfort zone. So for new riders, don't try to keep up with the pack if you're uncomfortable. Practice by yourself as much as you can, because that is the #1 surefire way to develop a relationship with you and your motorcycle. Treat that bike like your best friend and practice as much as possible. The next question is from Jessica Rianne, and it says, how did you get enough confidence to do moto vlogs? It's kind of a weird, contradictory thing, because I feel like I'm actually a very confident person. I have a lot of confidence in myself, but I also have a lot of self-doubt, and I don't really have a lot of confidence in like my physical appearance, which is just a very honest thing to tell you guys. But I was more afraid to physically put myself out on the internet for hundreds of thousands of people to see, instead of just being who I am and feeling confident in that way. So when I decided I wanted to do moto vlogs was back in 2017. I was watching all other kinds of moto vloggers. I was still very new into the riding scene, and I wanted to live vicariously through other people on the internet in like the harsh winters up here in Ohio. So in 2017, I realized like I can do this. You know, I couldn't find any women motovloggers at the time, and now there are so many. It's amazing. I see new women YouTubers on motorcycles pop up almost every week, and I seriously think it's like the most inspiring thing. I love seeing new women get on the platform every day. But at the time, I couldn't find many, and if there were women out there, they were typically on sport bikes and riding around, and it's just, I wanted to resonate with someone who did the type of riding that I did, which is very leisurely riding. So I thought, you know what, I could do this. I always have a commentary going on in my head regardless of if anyone's listening. So I went ahead and made the channel. So the Her Two Wheels channel was actually established in January 2017. This next question is from Jack6696. They said, what made you choose to get a Dyna over a different cruiser? If you guys know anything about me, I'm a very impulsive, emotional person. Long story short, I had a Honda Shadow 600. It was a VLX 600, and it was my very first motorcycle. That bike was very good to me. I became a very confident rider on that bike, but I knew immediately, I was like, for the type of riding I want to do, I'm going to need a bigger displacement motor. So after borrowing my father-in-law's 2010, I believe it was a Sportster 1200, I rode that for a little more than 9 months, and I really got to know like the feeling of having a bike with power compared to what I was used to. After riding his Sporty for a while, I gave it back. Like, we swapped bikes, my father-in-law and we swapped motorcycles. He had my Shadow for about 9 months and I had his Sporty. And when I went back to the Shadow, I couldn't. I was like, I need a bigger motorcycle now. So I started shopping around for, obviously, Harley Davidsons. I thought I wanted a Sportster. And then just after doing some number crunching and seeing like the type of modifications I wanted to do personally, bone stock Sportster was going to end up costing almost $16,000, which, like, no, thanks. So as I was scrolling through, I was actually on Faro Harley Davidson's website. If you guys don't know Faro is a very loyal brand partner to the channel. So if you're ever in the Columbus, Ohio area, you have got to go check out my guys at Faro Harley Davidson. Tell them I sent you. But I was scrolling through the website one day and I just see this bike fly past me, and all I saw, like, I swear all I saw was a sissy bar. That's it. I didn't even know what bike it was. I didn't care. It had about 16-inch ape hangers and a giant sissy bar. Here's a photo of what it looked like when I saw it online. And at the time that I was looking for a new motorcycle, I had previously done a couple moto camping trips earlier the previous year. So I knew I needed a sissy bar. I knew I wanted like saddlebags and stuff. So that's all it was, dude. I mean, that sissy bar could have been attached to a Honda CBR, and I probably would have bought the CBR. So I really didn't buy the Dyna. I bought the sissy bar. It just so happened to be attached to the Dyna. But so I went in and I test rode the Dyna, and I was really scared, thinking it was going to be just as like chunky and like kind of difficult to ride as the Sportster was that I was used to, and I couldn't get over how smooth that bike actually felt. So that says a lot to do with motor mounts, I guess. And so I fell in love. I signed the paperwork that day and brought her home. I've had her ever since. I didn't really give too much thought to any other bike. This question from, I think it's Nick Kiln 16, or it's Nikki Lynn 16. I don't know. I'm sorry, you guys. It says, any advice on starting a YouTube channel? Advice number 1, subscribe to this channel and keep watching, because I actually have a really good in-depth YouTube explanation video coming out here very soon. Advice number 1, if you have a YouTube channel, ask people to subscribe. Not everyone does it out of their sheer free will. This question is from Zira Dave. I am sorry. I've been popping these on the screens. I'm terrible with names. Are you planning a new tattoo? Currently not planning. Will I get more tattoos? Yes, absolutely. I love tattoos. I don't ever think I'll be the type of person that is covered, but tattoos are very, very emotional and very storytelling for me. And I feel like when I achieve new experiences in life, or when I fall in love with new things, that's when I get inspired to permanently add it to my body. Not currently planning on any, but yes, I will absolutely get more tattoos. This is actually a really good question. I was excited to see this because it really got my brain thinking, but Rick Board Images says, how has your daily routine changed from this time last year to this year? That might be one of my favorite questions I've ever received, because it's so crazy how nothing is the same, and yet actually nothing has changed. I'm very fortunate. I have been able to maintain a full-time job during this pandemic, and I have been able to work from home full-time. Being able to work full-time from home on my own time has been absolutely hands down the most liberating thing I've ever experienced in my adult life. I don't wake up to alarm clocks anymore. I wake up right around the same time every single day, feeling absolutely well rested and eager to get the day started, versus waking up at the exact same time as I currently do, but to an alarm clock is just one of the most toxic things I've ever developed. So so many things have changed. Unfortunately, not good things for everybody. And I very, very, very much know that I don't use the word blessed very often. If you notice that about me, I do believe in the motto, the harder I work, the luckier I get, but I am very fortunate. That much I know. I really liked that question. Midlife with Bike says, who did my graphic design? My actual logo here was originally drawn by me. So I used to be not affiliated. I was in the Lita's Columbus group when we had a group here in Columbus. So I originally did this drawing for the Litas, and just for fun, just because I felt, sketchy one day. And then I realized I wanted to kind of develop my own branding, and I just wanted it to be painfully obvious that I'm a woman and I ride motorcycles. It is definitely a marketing tactic. Women are quite literally the minority in the motorcycle industry. So I knew that I could gain an audience just simply because I'm a woman. I'd be stupid not to use that to my advantage. So I made my YouTube name, my Instagram name, my brand name, probably one of the dumbest things you can think of, but her two wheels. It's very, very self-explanatory. And so I wanted to do the same thing for my logo. And at the time I had that red Built Well helmet. I had already designed this logo that I enjoyed. I thought it was very beautiful, very feminine. And I made it work for myself. I'm awful at typography, I'm awful at design, so I actually hired a freelancer for $20 on Fiverr.com, and he designed the current logo for me. Is it great? No. Is it simple? I think so. Is it something that, I would have started with in the beginning? Probably not. I feel like I would have tried to have gone a different route with it, but it's iconic and it works, and I do love it. I do love it. So I do all of my own drawings, but I'm really bad at logo design. So for everyone asking me to design their logo, I'm sorry, I can't help you. I will always link to a professional designer. I got this question so many times. I've answered this question so many times. I'm going to leave it brief. Bike and Coffee asked, what type of editing software do you use for your videos? I use Adobe Premiere Pro. I use all of the Adobe software products for everything I do in my life. There are many, many different alternatives out there for you. If you are new into YouTube, I would look into a free editing software. You don't have to pay $300, $400, $500 for an editing software. I just so happen to need to use the Adobe suite for the other aspects of my professional career. So learning Adobe Premiere was very, very natural to me. I loved this one too. Spencer Gattelli, sorry. Who's the one celebrity I want to meet? I thought about that for 10 seconds, and I think it would be so cool to hang out and have a Guinness with Jason Momoa. That dude just seems like one of the most genuine, humble, hardworking celebrities out there in the world, and he loves Harley Davidson. So yeah, Jason, if you're watching, buy you a beer. Unbound Nomad said, how did I get people to engage with my videos when I first started out? I know a lot of different people that go a lot of different ways of when they're starting their YouTube channel. I was very public about it. I didn't hide it from anybody. As soon as I decided I was going to start making videos, I literally emailed it to all of my coworkers, emailed it to everyone in my family, posted it all over Facebook groups, all over my Instagram. And literally before October 2019, my Instagram was just like personal photos and stuff. I wasn't trying to be a YouTuber at the time. Instagram was such a powerful platform for me to feel inspired and meet other women writers. I feel like Instagram definitely monopolizes the women writer community versus YouTube. YouTube's getting better, but I truly met some amazing women on Instagram. So I literally I let everybody know. And that's another really small thing of advice I can give somebody. It doesn't matter what you do in your life. If you are passionate about it and you are good at it, I'm not saying my videos are good, but if you're passionate about it and it's the one thing you want to focus on, please let everybody know that that's what you care about. And a lot of you guys tell me, I don't make these things up, I read your comments. A lot of you guys tell me that you love my channel because it feels genuine, and I'm so happy to hear that, because I don't have a poker face, man. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I tell you everything, and I let you know when I'm sad, and you really can tell when I'm happy. So if you know something's important to me, automatically you care about it too, because you want me to do well. So I will say, just be very vocal and public about your goals and how you want to make achievements happen, and the people in your group will help you in your endeavor. I loved this question too. It says, Rev Sanity says, what's the best day you've ever had? I don't have kids, so I can't say like the day my child was born, blah, blah, blah. I think, and it honestly wasn't even my wedding day. The best day I think I ever had, I was in Savannah, Georgia with my husband and my cousin and her husband. We were just randomly walking around the streets, exploring the beautiful city. I cannot wait to get back to Savannah. It was so gorgeous. And we were hungry, so we decided to stop in this like little shopping plaza for lunch, order some wings and some beer. And there was a street performer there. I mean, not a street performer. I think he was a hired musician to come play live music. And he was just there playing, playing some cover songs. And we were the weather was beautiful. We were having such a great time. I was in great company, drinking great beer. And the whole vibe was just perfect. It had nothing to do with motorcycles. But out of the blue, the artist who was performing, the musician, welcomes up another musician. I didn't really hear who it was at the time, and then I started listening, and come to find out it was Billy Greer, who's, the lead singer for Kansas. I'm like not even a Kansas fan, but of course they did a live cover of Dust in the Wind. And I'll actually insert a clip here. I won't keep it too long because it's copyright, but this was my view from my own camera. I just remember it was so good, and I had goosebumps, and it was such a memorable time. I was singing along, and I just truly, when I think of pure happiness and happy memories, I go back to that day, because it was such a good day. Stick 1991 says, if you could change anything in the world, what would it be? I definitely feel like Miss America right now answering this question, and I'm not a very extremist. I'm not a very big activist. I'm actually a very lazy human. But if there was one thing I could change in the world, I really truly wish every single person on the planet could understand the do no harm concept. I'm very much a human rights person. And if you're a human, you should have every right every other human has. And if that offends you, I'm not sorry. That's insane. You can have your own religion, you can have your own gender, you can have your own sexuality. As long as you're not harming anybody, by all means, live your life, because it's not long. So if just everyone on the planet could do no harm, what would happen? I don't know. You tell me. I'm sorry we're not out riding, but I'm gonna tell you what, just sitting here talking to you, I'm in such a better mood right now. It's not been a good couple days. I got all Knox and Nimbus behind me. And if you are interested in seeing the plans for this garage, head on over to my husband's channel, Jordan Ray. His channel is going to be kind of covering what went wrong, what we're going to do, and maybe some future plans, and he's very technical with that stuff. So please go support my husband. In doing so, you are supporting me, our passion, our hobbies, and our dreams. And I can't thank you enough. That's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're interested in any other videos, there's going to be a couple linked after this. I have some really exciting things, some really exciting partnerships coming up that I cannot wait to share with you. So if you haven't done so yet, please hit that subscribe button. And if you liked this video, if you like getting to know me a little better, please give it a thumbs up. That does a magic for the YouTube algorithm. Until the next video, thank you guys for watching this one. You be good, and I will see you later.